Welcome to the Monday Club, Archie.
Thanks, Carl.
I'm chuffed that you're here, and I'm a bit nervous because your new album it has inferences towards politicising, the political society that we live in, but
Sure.
It's not a political album, and I'm used to your lyrics being driven by your love of life and desire for equality, and This is more about your health, your need for acceptance. Maybe, I don't know. What's the theme, if there was one, of this album?
Maturing. In one word, I reckon. Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely more personal than the satirical stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's satire in it. I mean, your acceptance of yourself is that you're fallible and flawed as much as anybody else within this album. Sure. I mean, there's some beautiful lyrics and moments within the music that scream of kind of an acceptance of this is where I'm at, and this is. Yeah. So was it a joy to sort of like let go of stuff at the end of it and go, okay, that's a song, I like that song, and it ends there, and I don't need to go back to it and make it better, because it seems like you've completed this album. You're really proud of what you've achieved with it.
I'm definitely proud. I wonder if, I mean, a lot of the songs are quite heavy going, hence the title, When the Heavy Breaks. So maybe, I don't know how obvious the emotion of joy is in there. I think there's a bit of joy. Maybe contentment is a more appropriate word than joy. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to, very strangely, because for some reason there's an issue with the. I put 3 of your songs onto the system, and it won't let me put the song that we want to hear first in the queue.
That's all good. People can, if people want to listen to it in the correct order, they can go and do that on CD or Spotify or something. So I'm going to take off that one, and then this is going to be fun. Where's it gone now? There. All right, let's see if I can get it there a bit closer. I'm just moving them up while I talk. No, that's close enough apparently. All right, cool. So we're going to try 1, 2, 3. And it will play 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Here comes the moon.
Here comes the moon, and it shimmers on the water. Here comes the moon, it's coming soon. And it sparkles on the river. God's face on the water. God's face on the water, like a mirror. Oh, the water, like a mirror. See her face. Here comes the moon, it's coming soon. Here comes the moon, and it shimmers on the water. Bill's voice in my mind, and Devendra reminding me to be kind. Oh, get it, the Luna. Here comes the moon. Here comes the moon, and it shimmers on the water. Sparkles on the river.
Archie Shuttler from the album When the Heavy Breaks, which is being launched on the 9th of October. Now, I keep getting the name of the venue mixed up because it's got two kind of names.
I don't know if anyone knows the real one. So the Telegraph at the Earl of Derby.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's it. That
is the real one. Actually,
it's called the Telegraph at the Earl of Derby. And why did you? Were you kind of like? It's a lovely space. Like I adore it. Like I was fortunate enough to run your open mic there when you were away. And why did you particularly want to do it there?
Just because it's, I guess it's the community that I'm part of, the venue that is most, the community. Like I've decided to, instead of having the traditional, like 2 support acts, I am having 2 traditional support acts, but also a third that is shared amongst like the open mic regulars. They'll do like 1 or 2 songs each.
Oh, right.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, Bill's voice in the Here Comes the Moon. Who's Bill? Bill's voice on my mind?
Called Bill Callahan.
Okay.
Who I've been listening to a lot in the last 3 years or something.
Okay.
So he's older than I am, and he's almost like a mentor that I've never met, a mentor through song.
Okay.
I love his music, and I get a lot from it. And so that Bill's voice in my mind, I was associating with the Moonlight on the Water. And there's a lyric in that song, also God's Face on the Water, which is one of his lyrics that I borrowed for him. So it's a way of kind of acknowledging that, I guess.
And Devendra?
Devendra is a guy called Devendra Banhart. So it says Kedate Luna, which means please stay moon.
Okay.
So it's like he's looking at the moon and he's singing a song saying that he likes it. And the lyrics of that song and Bill Callahan's song are quite similar as well. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right,
it's a way of like inserting my influences into the lyrics.
And being honest about it rather than just
otherwise it's plagiarism, right?
Oh, so if you say, I'm stealing it from this person, it's not stealing.
I think plagiarism is when you're pretending you're not, right? This is, it's more like a tribute in the form of a song to some of my favourite songs. And also, obviously, Here Comes the Sun by George Harrison.
Yeah.
And I thought I was being clever changing into Here Comes the Moon. But actually, George Harrison wrote a song, Here Comes the Moon, and the one that you just played of mine, that's not a cover of his, just there's a separate song with the same name.
Oh, wow.
But I found that out after I...
Cool. Geniuses.
So there we go.
So, is there a full band on the launch, or is it still...
the launch, yes. The album, I did most of it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There's some piano tracks where it's just piano or piano and my voice, where I got my friend who's got a really good piano and is a far better pianist to do it, because my keyboard sounds a bit cheap.
But in comparison.
There's violin and cello on the album.
Okay.
That's,
who plays?
Not done by me. So you might know Jake Slocum. He was around at Lost Horizons a bit.
I know the name.
He's primarily a drummer, but he's also an amazing violinist, like one of those talented bastards. And the cello is by Bella.
Okay.
Bella Emerson.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and Bella's going to be playing at the album launch. Jake can't because he's away. But got another violinist, Becky Davies, filling in, and it's going to be a full band. So David Shuri, who you know, he's going to play drums.
Cool.
Ali, he's going to play harmonica. Tommy, who we're going to play one of his songs later. He's doing his own set, but he's also going to be playing piano.
Okay, cool. Fantastic. So I wanted to Bonnie Prince Billy is an influence of yours, or and so is Bonnie, because I want to play Bonnie Prince Silly because it's one of the ones that I remember playing and enjoying for my own happiness, and I wanted to play it. So introduce this song as if you're on the radio and trying to kind of like tell the audience
on the radio,
what you're
make my voice a little bit lower to the sexy radio voice. You got a very good radio voice, by the way.
Thanks.
It's another tribute to Bonnie Prince Billy. who is one of my favourite songwriters. So there's lots of references to Bill and Billy throughout the album. Okay. Bill being Bill Callahan, Billy, Bonnie Prince Billy. And he's famous for writing very dark songs. Mm-hmm. Probably the most famous one is I See a Darkness, and it's quite famous because Johnny Cash covered it. And one of the lyrics in my song Bonnie Prince Silly is I See a Darkness. In fact, it's the first lyric. So I guess I tried to write it on 2 levels, so it works. If you've never heard of Bonnie Prince Billy, it still works. But if you do, then you'll notice lots of references to his lyrics. The silly is because even though he's very dark, he's also quite silly as well, and I like that mix, and I try to get that mix.
It's a road you go down. If you don't have the silly at the end of the dark, then it's
exactly
it's very, very,
it's all about yin and yang. You got to have dark and light.
You've got to laugh, I suppose, at the panic that makes you feel so dark.
Yeah, exactly.
It can't.
So one of the verses is essentially a nonsense verse. It'll be obvious which one it is when you listen, and that's it's a verse from one of his songs.
Okay, this is a Bonnie Prince Silly from Archie Shuttler.
I see a darkness in the middle of the lightness. I see a blackness in the middle of the whiteness. Be my witness to the shitness of the riches in Waterloo. Bring some lightness to the shiteness of those bully boys in blue. Oh, Billy boy, you're a silly boy. Billy boy blue. Billy boy, you're such a silly boy with that frilly dress on you. In the middle of the Shire, I see a wire in the middle of the tire. Oh, nip nap, it's all a trip trap and a bow bit. So is this. Whoa, whoa. Tahiti go and watch it all come down. Oh, Billy boy, you're a silly boy. Billy boy blue. Oh, Billy boy, you're such a silly boy. And I love your painted fingernails too.
Silly from Archie Shuttler from his new album When the Heavy Breaks, which will be launched on the 9th of October at the Telegraph at the Earl of Derby, which is in Peckham somewhere. We'll give you proper details in a minute. You're listening to the Monday Club here on Riverside Radio, talking with Archie Shuttler. Archie, this album, new album, what's the oldest song Like, what song is on the album that has been with you for the longest?
There's a couple of breakup songs. I'm not being rude. I'm just looking at the track listing. One's called Ship of Promises, Sea of Lies, which I wrote in the aftermath of breakup of my marriage.
Right.
And that was 2016.
Right.
And another one called I Am Many Things, which is came from a similar...
Okay.
The same state of mind, around the same time. So older songs go back 5 years.
How is your angst? Have you got high angst at the moment, or are you in a contentment? I suppose is what you're.
I mean, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Or I mean, there's a tower metaphor in the last song where it's going up rather than forward, and so 2 stairs up, 1 step down.
Okay.
In the general direction of more contentment, definitely more contentment than 5 years ago when I wrote those 2 songs.
What's your most, although it is When the Heavy Breaks, what's the most positive track?
The last 2, so it kind of goes a bit like a film. There's a bit of a narrative where it reaches the most heavy point, the climax, with when I Break, which is the third last song, and then the last 2 are after the heavy has broken.
Yes.
So
you're still here.
More serene.
So one of the bands that will be playing traditional support acts, the Ukadelix. How did you find the Ukadelix, or how did the Ukadelix find you?
I know them through Harriet, who was in Commies.
Okay.
And so Commies played several gigs with them.
Yeah.
And also Heather, who's one of the singers, is a big part of the Tide Mill campaign to save Tide Mill Gardens, which Lewisham Council were trying to sell off. So I knew her through that as well.
Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. So we're going to play a track from them, which is called Wasted. This is the Ukadelix with Wasted.
To get thrown away. My sweetness has hardly been tasted, but my lid has been opened, and my seal has been broken. And it seems such a shame not to use me again. To have idle hands, they tell me I just gotta face it. Like a tin can, I'm rusting here in destiny's dustbin, and it seems such a shame, 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 such a shame, shame. Sometimes I feel that life ain't fair. You work so hard to get nowhere. Temper's fugit, temper fuck it. There ain't nobody gonna come and kick my bucket. Gonna get myself back on the tracks and hand out the love. 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 Maybe get some back. We don't wanna get wasted. Life's too sweet to get thrown away. There are too many dreams for the chasing, and I think love is like food. It's just gotta be used. All it would be
Wasted from the Ukadelix. They're a 5-piece all-female band, I believe, from South London.
Yeah,
definitely. It seems to be that they are very inclusive in the people that they bring in and bring out, and they sort of share music with. If there's a cause, they'll follow it, but they are very forward thinking and they're progressive in their thinking about what is a charity gig really, and does it really matter, and it seems like they're doing the right thing all the time.
I would. But for me, I think they're always doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Someone who's right wing probably wouldn't think that they're doing the right thing. But yeah. So like for example, on when was it Saturday? Heather asked me to do a gig as a, I think was it a fundraiser or just a bit of a social for a collective called Pie and Mash, who are really cool. Like mutual aid organisation, and they're involved in lots of that. But one thing I quite like is they don't necessarily like sing about politics much. So,
cool. All right. Well, the Ukadelix are playing at their launch, which we'll tell you more about after these ads. I think they're called.
Online at riversideradio.com on your smart speaker.
Play Riverside Radio.
And now on DAB Digital Radio. Switch on Southwest London. Riverside Radio.
You're listening to the Monday Club. I'm here with Archie Shuttler, talking about When the Heavy Breaks, his new album, and talking about the launch. Let's talk about the other what they call sport act. I always think whenever there's something like this, I always think, well, really, without them, they're not. It's very strange, isn't it? Because you love the people that you've asked to come and play with you. So the support act seems a bit kind of like crazy. Like maybe they'll get 10 minutes less than you or something like that. But the other one is Tommy Macdonald, who I've met, and I met him when you were away, and I was looking after the open mic at the Telegraph at the Earl of Derby, which is where the gig is on the 9th of October, and I loved him immediately. He's such a cool dude, and he will play with anybody to kind of make them feel comfortable, and he's a fantastic musician, a great lyricist, and he's so young. Well, I didn't. Probably. I don't know.
Just all that and being very
20 something.
Yeah, he's 20 something.
Yeah. He's an adult now. We're not going to give him the youth as well. he's already amazing and lovely. But is that where you met him? Did you meet him via the open mics, or did you?
He turned up by accident. He saw some out of date, like 5 years out of date advert that was listed. The Telegraph was still listed as having a once a month folk night, and he turned up expecting it to be. Luckily, I was there running another night, and he'd brought his piano, and it wasn't an open mic. It was like a set built. But as he just came in with his electric piano. So he asked, well, can I play anyway? I was like, yeah, you've brought your piano. And then he was amazing. So obviously got him to come back. And, the rest is history.
All right, cool. So this is a track from Tommy Macdonald, who will also be playing on the 9th of October at the Telegraph at the Earl of Derby. This is Bridge at Midnight.
Wander out the open door, listen to the traffic roar. God only knows what troubles I've seen. Drifting through the palest night, underneath the city light. The stars they shine, red, amber and green. Standing on a bridge at midnight, above the silent river's flow. Stop and stare there for a while, the darkest waters down below. Standing on a bridge at midnight, dreaming of a foreign land. man sat on the wall, a bow and fiddle in his hand. Further down the lonesome road, further into night's abode, God only knows what troubles I've seen. Stop and stare there for a while, the darkest waters down below. Standing on a bridge at midnight, dreaming of a foreign land. See a man sat on the wall, bow and fiddle in his hand. He sang of that foreign land and great plans gone awry. Says he's bound to fiddle on till all the seas run dry. So further down the lonesome road, further into night's abode, God only knows what troubles I've seen.
At Midnight from Tommy Macdonald. Notice the way I said Macdonald, so you know that it's M-A, and it's tommymacdonald.bandcamp.com to find. That was the title album from his album released in 2020 called Bridge at Midnight. And on anywhere else you can find him, Tommy Macdonald Music, because there's a rapper called Tom Macdonald, and they're not.
Tommy told me about that rapper. They're very different.
Different people. Yeah. So 2 wonderful support acts, plus the open mic sort of kind of thank you for coming every week, and thanks for making my Thursdays so wonderful, and mine when I was doing it, and then the album itself. So how many tracks did you have to leave out, and how long has this been in the making?
I mean, there's tracks I wrote in the same time period that just didn't seem to fit the narrative. So there's maybe 5 or 6 tracks I've got that are going to be on the next album. So
and how long was it from concept to concept?
Well, I guess, I mean, like I said, the 2 songs in the aftermath of the breakup of my marriage was 2016, and they were actually on a different album, under a different pseudonym, but which was far more abrasive kind of noise rock, but those were the 2 most melodic songs from that, and I thought they could, with a bit of reworking and violin and cello instead of distorted guitar, could work with this album. So but they were kind of put in and jumbled up with some more recent songs.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So, has it been cathartic? Has the release of
it's funny. It's called a release when you release the album.
Archie is Archie gone now? Or will you return?
Yeah. So. And all the different exactly right. So all the different stage. So there was the band. I used to, I think, compartmentalize various different facets of myself. So all the political songs I put in, Commie Faggots.
Yeah.
The child. Yeah. I'm going to say childlike instead of childish.
Yeah. Okay.
It's more neutral.
Yeah.
But yeah, the childlike stuff was. My name phonetically Archie, which is a bit immature.
I've heard lots, almost all of Commie Faggots repertoire, and quite a lot of Archie's repertoire, and they've all been they're excellent songs. But Archie Shuttler's
well, the third pseudonym, which is the two breakup songs that I was talking about before, was Floppy Haired Art. Am I allowed to say fuck on?
No.
Floppy Haired Art on. So that was another one, but I think part of maturing is being able to hold all these different facets of yourself under one person and say, okay, I'm a complex individual that's not just purely interested in politics or purely in nursery rhyme kind of songs. They can all coexist in one human being.
And what about? I've heard romance in a couple of your, certainly in the Archie songs. Are you going to kind of be happy about being romantic again?
Yeah, I mean it's gone full circle, right? Because when you first you knew me pre-Commie Faggots, which is not many people know my music from before that. So and I think one of the songs that I used to play before I did the Commie stuff, it's called "I Won't Forget You."
Yeah,
I wrote it when I was 19, and it made its way onto the first Archie Shuttler solo album, which was 2019. So it was on that album, even though it was like from over 10 years old at the time or something.
Cool. So there is a climax to the album. And it's When I Break, and I'm going to play it. And I kind of think I should say, well, you don't think that this is the climax of the album, because there are some amazing songs in this prior to this, and they're two supposedly silly songs afterwards, which aren't.
No, not silly.
The found blood there, but happier.
Definitely
happy. And after the break, when the ripples have calmed and everything's settled again, and it's there. But if this was a single, how would you introduce it as like kind of without the build-up of the whole album?
So how does it exist outside of the context, just in its own? It's another reference to Bill Callahan. But his when he released music under the name Smog, he wrote a song called "I Break Horses." This is called "I Break," and it references that. So it's got the line, "When Bill breaks, he breaks horses, but when I break down," and it's kind of comparing myself to him in a way. Again, using him as a bit of a mentor, but also it's his song's very dark, and I wouldn't necessarily want to be like the character in his songs. I think it's a character rather than him himself.
But he's given you the courage to be yourself. Because I understand that. When I was panicking about being poetic publicly, I'd look at people like Dennis Just Dennis and Ant Smith and Brian Biederman and yourself and various other people who just told the truth, just told their truth, and that was enough. And for you, Bill Callahan tells his truth, and you hear it and feel it and understand it, and it enables you to tell your truth in your way. Is that?
I think it's something that it will hit some people in the stomach, and other people might not empathise with it.
All right, cool. So this is When I Break from Archie Shuttler.
When Bill breaks, he breaks horses, but when I break, I break down. Teach me to be strong. Remind me I'm a man now. Even the metal snaps when it's forced beyond its limit. Even the metal machine music has some sweetness in it. I shake inchoate forces. Yes, I trade horses for forces. I summon some men. I summon some women. I pray that some children will grow up to be strong. When Bill breaks, he breaks horses. When I break, I break through. I shake inchoate forces. And I break through to you. Did I break through to you?
When I Break from Archie Shuttler, from the album When the Heavy Breaks, which is having a launch on the 9th of October at the Telegraph at the Earl of Derby. You're listening to the Monday Club. And I've still got Archie Shuttler with me. So Archie, let's do the blah blah. How do people find your music, Archie?
On all the usual social media, or not social media, or what they called streaming platforms. That's the word I was looking for. Spotify and all that, and Bandcamp if you want to actually listen to it online and pay for it as well.
What's your socials?
Just Archie Shuttler. Shuttler is spelt SHUTTLER, and I believe it's usually got music written after it. Okay. So Archie Shuttler Music on Instagram.
And when's the gig, and where's it at, and when's it times it start? And
from people get 6 to 11 this Saturday coming, Saturday the 9th of October, at the Telegraph at the Earl of Derby, which is between New Cross and Nunhead, sort of Telegraph Hill area.
Okay, yeah.
The postcode is SE14 5LW.
Tap that into your phone now, and then you'll find it. What's the overground? Queens Road, Peckham? Is that the nearest?
Queens Road, Peckham, or Nunhead, or New Cross Gate, depending on.
And then it's a 10-minute walk
from each.
Let's be honest, it's a 10-minute walk from any of them. And it looks from the Queens Road one, it seems like it might not be right, but it is. And it's really, really safe around there. It's a lovely area actually, where that pub is, and it's going to so from 6. And the music starting early then?
Yeah, there's a lot to get in. So it's going to go till late. Oh, we didn't mention that there's after I finish, we're going to have a bit of a party band. They're called Berber Diffusion, and they're really good. They play like Moroccan music.
Oh, cool!
And that's Abdul, who I know from the area. He's been coming to the open mic a lot, and he's the leader of that band. They're a lot of fun as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So then there's a party after that. Fantastic. Yeah. All right, cool.
Come on down.
How do people get tickets?
Just buy them on the door. I'm not doing an Eventbrite link.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming in and sharing your music. And I'll see you on Saturday.
Oh, brilliant.
I can't not go now, can I?
I'll see you there, man.